Determine the angle between two vectors given vector A with components negative 2i hat plus 6j hat and vector B 2i hat minus 3j hat. So if ang vector natin is given siya at this form, ibig sabihin nitong I and j, these are the component projections ng ating vectors. So I represents the component along the x-axis and j naman along our y-axis. So for this one, if we want to have a sketch sa ating 2D Cartesian coordinate system, we can draw our vector A as negative 2 to the left tayo, no? Sa negative x-axis tayo. And then, ipoproject natin siya at papuntang 6. Parang ganito siya, no? Positive 6 tayo na j, ayan. And then, from the origin, this will be the representation of our vector A. So, you can name that as A na may arrow sa taas. Okay, para ma-signify lang natin siya na vector. And then, we do the same for vector B. 2 ang kanyang projection sa x-axis and negative 3 naman sa y-axis. So, we go down for y-axis and we go to the right for the x-axis. So, that would look like this one. Okay, this would be our vector B. And if we are to ask the angle in between two vectors, that is represented by angle theta. So, ito yung angle na yan. So, as you can see, by our drawing pa lang, we will have here an obtuse angle. So, obtuse angle. So, that's an angle greater than 90 degrees from our drawing, and that would be verified from our computation. So, when asked to get the angle between two vectors, we always use our dot product. Okay, so dot product tayo, and ito yung hinahanap natin, this angle theta here. Sometimes ginagamit angle phi, minsan naman ibang type of angle. But generally, ganito yung magiging itsura ng ating dot product. So si dot product na yan, nade-derive tong formula na to by cosine law. So that would be, sa ibang video na lang yung derivation, paano tayo umabot sa ganito. So what we have here is the dot product of two vectors A and B, and that would be equal daw sa magnitude of the vector A times the magnitude of vector B cosine of angle theta or the angle between two vectors. So pag sinabi nating dot product, halimbawa, meron tayong, lagay ko muna, meron tayong arbitrary dito na vectors. A, that is represented by x1, lagay natin x1i hat plus y1 j hat, tapos meron tayong vector B dito, and this is x2i hat plus y2 j hat. Si dot product natin is scalar quantity ang magiging sagot nito. No? Isulat ko dito para di nyo makalimutan. Scalar quantity siya. And when we talk of scalar quantity, wala siyang direction. It only has a magnitude. So basically, numerical value lang ang makukumpute natin when we do that product. Okay? So going back to our example here, ang mangyayari when we get that product, yung I is imumultiply mo siya sa I, and then yung J, imumultiply mo siya sa J. So that what will happen would be like this. Meron kang x1 times x2 plus y1 times y2. And that would give you a numerical value kasi numerical times numerical, numerical times numerical. Okay, so ganun yung magiging concept. And that's what we're going to do here. So, upon explaining this one, alam niyo na anong mangyayari, no? Ida-dot product natin si A and B. So, that would give us, lagay natin dito, no? Following this principle here, ang magiging dot product ng A and B natin is x1 is negative 2.00. So, that follows a 3 significant figure yan. And then, x2 naman natin is another 2.00 but positive siya. Plus, ang ating y1 is 6.00, and then we have y2 negative 3.00. So, multiplying this one, this would be negative 4.00 minus 18.00 Not 3 significant figures lang tayo. And this would result to negative 22.0. Okay, that's the dot product daw. And I guess that's simple enough to understand. How about ang ating magnitude? Okay? Let me rearrange muna this one para makuha natin yung cosine theta kasi yung hinahanap natin, di ba? This angle theta. So that would give us the dot product of vector A and vector B divided by the magnitude of vector A and vector B. Ito ang mangyayari dyan. Now, how do we get our magnitude? So, via our distance formula na principle, makukuha si magnitude. So that the magnitude of A is the square root of the x component squared, that's 2.00 squared, plus, that's negative by the way, no, I'm sorry, negative yan, 6.00 squared. And that would give you how much? This is 4 squared plus 6 squared, 2 squared plus 6 squared pala. That would be 40. Okay, that would be square root of 40.0, or that is basically 2 square root of 10. Ganda lang natin 10.0. Ganyan. Okay? Then we do the same for our magnitude of B. So, isulat ko na lang muna dito guys, no, para di natin makalimutan kasi mag-e-erase tayo ngayon. Lagay ko dito sa gilid na lang. A dot B from our computation, ito yun, lagay ko negative 22.0 siya. And let me erase this part. Ayan. So, may magnitude na tayo ng vector A, computin din natin ang magnitude ng vector B. So, that would be square root ng 2.00 squared plus y component naman niya is negative 3 squared. So, that would give us square root of 13. Okay? Kasi, edi ayan na yun. Ito na yung formula natin. Plug in natin lahat ng values dyan. So that our angle theta would be the arc cosine. Okay? Arc cosine tayo of the dot product, which is negative 22.0. Divide natin siya by the magnitude of A, that's 2 square root of 10. Tapos, another one is square root of 13. That's the magnitude of B. And that should give you an angle which is greater than 90 degrees. Kasi from our drawing na naka-scale naman, ang magiging sagot natin would be an angle greater than 90 degrees. So that is, how much is that? 164. So our angle theta is 164.74 degrees. So ito yung angle na yan. And that's the angle between two vectors. So similar din, no, for other given, ganun din yung gagawin nyo. Sundan nyo lang yung process. Okay? Significant figure pala natin is 3 significant figures. So you can have your answer as 165 degrees. So depende na lang yan kung ano yung hingin ng teacher niyo at professor niyo. But basically, the process would be like